Hare Krishna. Thanks all for joining. So as we are in the very auspicious month of Purushottam month, and it is getting over by this Monday. So let us continue what we have studied so far. Hope you are able to see my screen, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. So as we may not be able to complete all the slokas today, so I thought better to give it the summary. Uh, we will quickly cover the summary today. Okay. Uh, then anyway, we will cover the 15th chapter in detail in the upcoming weeks also. So we covered, I think, so far a four slokas. So what we covered till now. So the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita is talking about the Purushottama Yoga, the yoga of the Supreme. Okay, that is the chapter name. And Bhagavad Gita is nothing but the divine conversation between Krishna and Arjuna. So it has been divided into three sections. First six chapters are called as Karma Yoga. The next six chapters are called as Bhakti Yoga. The last six chapters are called as Jnana Yoga. Okay, that is how 700 slokas been divided into 18 chapters, and that is further subdivided into three sections. Okay, so why this Purushottam month? What is the specialty of the Purushottam month? Like we already seen in the previous class. So even if you have not done or we have not done enough of the spiritual thing, now we still have time till Monday. So whatever benefits you get by doing this Purushottam Vrita and Purushottam month, reading this 15th chapter, reading, reciting Chaurashtakam and chanting more rounds, okay, offering the Tulsi leaves to Lord's lotus feet. So all those things, still you have 3 days, so don't miss the opportunity. Cover it as much as possible so that we get the benefit of 1,000 or more times. More than the benefit, we desire to make Krishna happy. That has to be our motive in any of the service. Okay. So please do that particular thing. Okay. That is very, very important. So 15th chapter, why the 15th chapter is so important? Okay. Because it is talking about everything. It is talking about the spiritual world, it is talking about material world, and it is talking about why we are suffering in this material world, why, how we can go to the spiritual world. Okay, from all those angles it is covering. So the reason, okay, this particular chapter is so important. Okay, so let's see the quick summary, because we may not be able to go through each sloka in detail. So let's take the quick summary. Okay. So Purushottama Yoga, it has a 20 slokas. The 20 slokas been uh, further subdivided into four sections. Okay. First section is 1 to 6th sloka. It is talking about the material world to the spiritual world. Then 7 to 11, it is talking about transmigration of the soul. Then 12 to 15, it is talking about Krishna as a maintainer. Then 16 to 20th sloka, it is talking about condensed summary of the Vedas. Okay. So let's see what is the thing. Okay. The journey in a glance. Okay. If you see, we were with Krishna in the spiritual world. We came to this material world. Why we came, how we came, and we need to understand, are we the body, are we the soul, and how we can go back to the spiritual world. That is our purpose of reading this, reading the Bhagavad Gita. That is purpose of our life, and that is the purpose of reading this Purushottam Yoga also. Okay, so we know material world, because of the bondage, because of the independence, we want to enjoy independently from Krishna or without Krishna. So the reason, okay, we came to this material world. Okay. So then how the soul's journey like been going through. It is transmigration from one soul to another soul as we change the body, correct? Like as we change the dress from one dress to another dress, the similar manner, soul is changing from one body to another body. Then understand Krishna's position, like who is controlling all these things, material world, spiritual world, everything being controlled by Krishna. And then realization of the supreme truth. We need to realize that, then we need to return to Krishna's abode. That has to be our journey. Okay. So we have to understand, realize, love, return. That this is Purushottama Yoga. Okay. So all these things being said by Krishna to Arjuna for a reason. He knows like Arjuna is a very great soul. He will be able to understand everything. But via Arjuna, Krishna is teaching all of us, okay, what is the purpose of our life and how we can go back to the spiritual world. Okay. So, uh, first sloka, he's talking about Urdhva Mula Madashagam, correct? The upside down banyan tree. So, he's saying the banyan tree or the material world is nothing but the reflection of the spiritual world, correct? The material world is temporary, it is Dukale Mashashvatam, it is like, okay, there is no permanent happiness here, and everything is illusion here, reflection here. You cannot find the real thing over here. But whatever we see here is nothing but the reflection of the spiritual world. So we have to search for the real world, which is the spiritual world, the real tree, which is the spiritual world. Okay, that is the first sloka. The second sloka, it is talking about guna and karma, how that tree further grows. Okay, after coming to this material world, we been controlled by the three gunas. The gunas is nothing but mode of ignorance, mode of goodness, mode of passion. Correct. These three gunas are controlling us one or the other way, or knowingly or unknowingly, and we've been controlled by the three gunas. That is how we keep entangling in this material world. The tree is further complicated with the branches and the roots, like going very, very tight and here and there. Like, okay, if you see over here, you will be able to understand how that tree further grows like an entangle. See, we have the desire, we have the economic development, religiosity, sense gratification, Vedic hymns like a liberation. Likewise, like the tree grows and we don't know where it starts and where it ends. Like, okay, that is how like we are getting entangled in this material world. Then how we can go out from this particular world. Okay, if you see this one, okay, so we need to cut the tree with detachment. So we'll see one more thing. We'll be able to understand here. The material to spiritual world, then transmigration of the soul, and Krishna as the maintainer. Okay. So before that, yeah, the upside banyan tree, the gunas and karmas like make the tree to grow. Then we have to cut the tree with the detachment. Then we get away from the material world, and we have the chance to go to the spiritual world. So for that, we need to cut the tree with the detachment. Okay, the material desires, material sense gratification, everything we need to cut down, like, okay, so that we will be able to go back to the spiritual world. Then we can go to the spiritual world. Okay, the soul journey has to go. Our real purpose of life is to go to the spiritual world. Okay, then he is talking about in the fifth sloka six qualities to enter Krishna's abode. That is what. Okay, what is that? Mama, not Mama Mamso Jival. Okay. न रूपमश्येक ततोपलभ्यते नादो न शान्ति न च संप्रस्थ अश्वत्थमेषां सुविरुद्धमूलम् असङ्गशस्त्रेण दृढेन चित्वा निर्माणमोह जितसङ्गदोष अध्यात्मनित्य विनिवृत्तकाम द्वन्द्वैर्विमुक्त सुखदुःखसंजैर् गच्छन्त्यमूढ padam avyayam tat. We should not have like a kama, moha, loba, like a sense gratification. All those things we have to get away. The six qualities, if we are free or void of like those six qualities, then we will be able to get the entry to the spiritual world. Then the sixth sloka is talking about qualities of the Krishna's abode. What is the quality? It is natad bhashayate suryo nasasanko na pavagaha yadgatva na nivartante taddama paramam mama. What it is saying? There there is no light or there is no sun or electricity. It is illuminated by itself because of Krishna's energy, correct? And once we go there, we will never come back. Okay, that is the qualities of the abode. So the first six slokas it's talking about spiritual world qualities and the material world qualities. Okay, so upside banyan tree, then the gunas and karmas like make the tree further to grow. Then we have to cut the tree with a detachment. Then we need to so that like we can go back to the spiritual world, which is our real purpose of the life. Then what is the six qualities like hey we acquire to enter into the spiritual Krishna's abode? And Krishna's abode, what is the quality? How it is like illuminated? It is not illuminated by the sun or the moon. It is illuminated by it is illuminated by the sun of moon, not the illuminated by like electricity. Okay, that is the qualities of the Krishna's abode. So for any doubt, any query, because we will go little fast-paced manner because of the summary it is we are covering. So we want to make use of this Purushottam month so effectively. So the reason we are doing the crash course kind of thing, 20 slokas in a single class. Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji. Any questions?
No, Prabhu.
Okay. Then the transmigration of the soul. The next section is 7 to 11. Who are we? Why we are struggling? That is what very important sloka. Mamaivamso jiva loke, jiva bhuta sanatanaga, manasastani indriyani, prakriti stani karshati. So, because of our conditioned attachment and the sense gratification, we came to this particular material one and we are struggling here. Anyone enjoying enough like in this material world? Can anyone say? Are we enjoying enough like in this material world? Hare Krishna. Because no one can enjoy in this material world forever, because this is the Dukhalayam Ashashvatam. So why we came here, why we are struggling, been mentioned in the Mamai Vamso Jivaloke. Mamai Vamso Jivaloke, like the we are part and parcel of Krishna. Okay, Mamai Vamso Jivaloke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. We are Sanatana. We are connected to Krishna forever. Our soul is like a connected. We are not the body, we are the soul. But then why we are struggling? Because Mamai Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatanaka Mama Manasastani Indriyani Sastani Indriyani. Sasta means six, okay. Indriya, five Indriyas are there, correct? Five Indriyas, then mind. With that, like okay, six. Because of the six senses, okay, five indriyas and sixth sense like which is mind. Because of that we are getting Mamai Vamso Jiva Loki, Jiva Bhuta Sanatanaga, Manasastani Indriyani. Mana means mind, Manasastani Indriyani, Prakriti Stani Karshati. Karshati means they are very struggling, okay. Prakriti Stani, the Prakriti, they are into this material world, by situated there, like they are struggling. Very important sloka. Okay, seventh sloka. Then 8 and 9 sloka talking about how do we change bodies and experience this world. So eighth sloka it says, um, eighth sloka, eighth sloka it is talking about Sariram yadavapnoti yachapi utkramatishvaraga grihitvaitwani samyati vayurgandha nivashyad. The living entity in this material world, okay, carries different conception of life from one body to another. We after we die, okay, our soul transmigrates from one body to another. We don't know whether it may be a human body, it may be a devas or the demigod's body, or it may be like any body in the 84 lakh species. It may be an ant body, it may be a, elephant body, it may be a dog body. Likewise, like how we seen in the three Bharatas, correct? First, he was a King Bharata, then he became a deer Bharata, then he became the Jada Bharata, correct? So likewise, we don't know what body we are going to get it. That is the reason Srila Prabhupada always say, finish our business in this life itself. Let us use this life effectively to go back to the spiritual world. We do not think about, okay, I will get another chance, let me try to enjoy now, then I will do the devotion service in the next life. We do not know what body we will get it. If we are having good body, like, okay, and we are having the good life, healthy life, like, okay, then we have to finish it now. Many will say, okay, this is not the time, this is not the age, like, to do devotion service. We don't know how many years we are going to stay. So we have to do the devotion service in a very, very early age. Prahlad Maharaj says, even when he was in the womb, okay, when anyone they are in the womb, they have to get the devotion service. So that is the duty of the parent, okay, father and mother, to educate, to give the sufficient knowledge and understanding of spiritual knowledge to the kid, like, okay, when they are in the womb of the mother. Okay, so the living entity carries, like, okay, from one body to another, as the air carries the aroma, correct? The air, if you see, like, you get a nice smell of the rose or like a lotus flower, correct? The air carries that aroma, correct? The similar manner, the soul changes the body from one body to another body based upon the karma, guna, and all those things. Okay. Then the next sloka, ninth sloka, it is talking about Shrotam Sakshusha Sparshanam cha Rasanam Granam evacha Adhischaya Manaschayam Vishayan Upasevate. The living entity thus taking another gross body. So we will take like a body of the dog or like a elephant or etc etc. So obtains, then he obtains the certain type of ear, eye, the eyes, the tongue, the nose, sense of touch, everything, like, okay, then he start enjoying the particular type of sense object. So I think Saraswati Mataji would have read the Srimad Bhagavatam, correct? In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is very clearly stating, once the sperm and ovum unites, like, okay, then on in which month, which week, the the child's nose been formed, okay, ears been formed, the eyes been formed, okay, the head been formed, the finger been formed, the legs been formed, everything been explained in detail in Srimad Bhagavatam. You will get amazed, you will be blown away, like, by that particular chapter. The doctor cannot define in that detail. That is how, like, a Srimad Bhagavatam defined. Hope you read that chapter, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
Yeah. So that gives lot of, like, okay, understanding for us. How detailed, like, okay, Srimad Bhagavatam is explaining, even, like, okay, when the baby or the child is in the womb of the mother, correct? So that is how that experience this world. Okay, they are how the soul changes the body, and how the ears, like, eyes, and all those things, like, been formed in the baby's form, like, when she was in the womb of her mother, correct? Then 10th and 11th sloka talking about who can and who cannot understand the soul's journey. So the 10th sloka, it is talking about Utkramantam Sthitam Vapi Bunjanam Vagunan Vidam Vimuda Nanu Pashyanti Jnana Sakshushaha. Okay, the foolish cannot understand how a living entity can quit this body. Many will not be able to understand what is the purpose of their life, and whether they are the body or the soul. At least we know we are not the body, we are the soul, correct? At least we can say we are little knowledgeable about, like, a Krishna consciousness. Many foolish person, like, they do not know what is the purpose of their life. If you ask, okay, what is the purpose of their life, they will say, okay, I want to be happy, I want to enjoy, I want to, but enjoy, what is the enjoy they will have? They will be like a smoking, they will go behind like a woman, they will go behind like a money, they will be drinking, and after drinking smoking, they will get like a disease, they will have the health related issue. Via that, are they enjoying? No, they are suffering. That is what, like a mamai vamso jival, okay, correct? Because of the senses, we are getting contaminated. We are getting, like, okay, we are struggling in this material world, but many are not understanding that. Okay, the foolish cannot understand, and what kind of living entity, like, he can quit this body, and nor they can understand what size of body he enjoys under the spell of the mode of nature. What is the which is controlling us? The three mode of material nature only controlling us. They do not know. The foolish cannot know. But one whose eyes are trained in knowledge can see all this. Because we are in Krishna consciousness, we are able to see this, and we know like, hey, we should not have so much of sense gratification. We need to minimize it. We need to reduce it. Correct? That is what 10th sloka says. 11th sloka, yatanto yoginaschainam pashyanti atmani avasthitam yatanto api akratatmano nainam pashyanti achetasaka. What it is talking? This endeavoring transcendentalist, like, okay, who are situated in the self-realization, the self-realized soul, which we have seen in which chapter? The self-realized soul. There is another name.
Prabhuji, Sthit Pragya.
Sita Prajna, correct. Yeah. Which chapter, Prabhu? Second chapter we seen, correct? The Sita Prajna can see all these things in a very clear manner. But those whose minds are not developed and not situated in the self-realization cannot see what is taking place, though they may try. Okay. The foolish cannot understand. Only the self-realized soul, the Sita Prajna, can understand. That is what being said here. So 1 to 6th sloka, it is talking about spiritual world and the material world. The 7 to 11, it is talking about the transmigration of the soul from one body to another body, as the air carries like a aroma from one place to another place, and how to change the bodies, like a how we experience. Main thing is like a why we are who we are and why we are struggling in this material world. That is what mamai vamso jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaga, one of the very important sloka in this particular chapter. All the slokas are important, but out of it 15.15 and 15.7 is most important slokas in this particular chapter. Okay, mamai vamso jiva loke, because we need to understand who we are, and we need to know why we are struggling, so that we know like, okay, we will be how we can get out from this struggle, how we can get out from this mess. Correct? First we need to understand we are in the problem, who we are, and we need to know like how to get out from this particular struggle. Okay, so two sections are over. The third section, it is talking about Krishna versus us maintainer. Okay, the 12th sloka, it is talking about yadadi gadam tejo jagat bhashayate akilam yachandramsi yaschagnu tattejo vidhi mamakam. So Krishna says the splendor of the sun. Sun is nothing but the eyes of Krishna, correct? Which dissipates the darkness of this whole world comes from me. Without sun, everyone will be in the darkness, correct? Electricity will be there for only certain period, correct? If there is no sun, then we cannot have electricity. So after some period, like it will be fully dark only. Then that sun is coming from Krishna. Okay, that we have to understand. And the splendor of the moon and the splendor of the fire also from me. So he Krishna says the all these things we have seen in which chapter? 8th chapter also we have seen, correct? Like we need to understand who Krishna is and what are his material and spiritual qualities. Then we need to start developing the love towards him, correct? That is what the cosmic level
More,
maintenance.
more confidential knowledge, Prabhuji.
Exactly. Yeah, correct. Yeah. The there Krishna is saying, okay, I am the sun, I am the taste of the water, everything he says, correct? The same way here again he is saying the splendor of the sun which dissipates the darkness of this whole world comes from me, and the splendor of the moon and the splendor of the fire also come from me. Okay, that is what Krishna's cosmic level maintenance. Okay, then the next sloka 15.13 he says गामाविश्य च भूतानि धारयामि अगमोजस पुष्णामि सौषधि सर्व सोम भूत्वा रसात्मकः. I enter into each planet as a in as Krishna entering into each planet as what? Hare Krishna. Krishna entering into each planet as what? We have seen this in n number of times. Huh?
Garbhodaksha Vishnu.
No, Kshirodakshaya Vishnu Mataji. Yeah. Yeah. And by my energy, they stay in orbit. Okay, just think how the whole solar system is working. Earth is rotating itself and Earth is rotating the sun also, correct? The solar system, we will, and there is no, without gravity, like, okay, everything will fall, correct? Krishna maintains everything in a very perfect manner. If we think that, okay, how Krishna is maintaining all these things, there is no scarcity of the water, there is no scarcity of the food, there is no scarcity of the air. Because of our own personal agenda, the air is getting polluted, the land is getting contaminated, and the all the places, like, okay, everything is getting a personalized agenda. Because of that, it is getting polluted and contaminated. But Krishna given enough of, like, a resources, correct? How it is possible for Krishna to maintain? Because Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is able to do everything in a very, very effortless manner. It is impossible to understand Krishna's qualities. It is unbelievable, unimaginable, okay, quantifiable. Like, okay, Krishna is the greatest of the great. Like, by just we thinking, oh Krishna, how our body, if you take how we are eating food, it is getting digested, it is getting filtered, like, okay, the required energy going through all the parts of the body, and, like, the waste is getting, like, okay, eliminated. How Krishna designs this, like, okay, there is no way, like, okay, any robot or, like, okay, anything uh, can be designed in that manner. For that, we have to be thankful to Krishna forever. That gratitude, by just showing the gratitude itself, like, hey, this life will not be sufficient for us. That much gratitude we have to show to Krishna. Okay. So, uh, and I become the moon and thereby supply the juice of life to all vegetable. Vegetables, like, require the sun as well as, like, it requires the moon to give the right energy, correct? So everything comes from Krishna. Like, that is what the cosmic level of maintenance being explained in 12th and 13th chapter sloka. The 14th and 15th sloka talking about individual level of maintenance. Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Deham Ashridaka Pranapana Samayuktaka Pachami Annam Chaturvidam. One of the, again, very important sloka. Why? Because this this sloka talks about the digestion in the body. This sloka will be recited when we are giving the first the grain feed to the baby, correct? Very, very important sloka. Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Deham Ashridaka Pranapana Samayuktaka Pachami Annam Chaturvidam. In our body, the Panchabhutas are controlling and doing the digestion. What it says, I am the fire of the digestion. Krishna says, I am the fire of the digestion in the bodies of all living entities. And I join with the air of life, outgoing and incoming, okay, to digest the four kinds of foodstuff: the chewable, eatable, drinkable, all those things, like that. Four kind of foodstuff. Krishna is making the digestion properly by using the fire and the water and the air and all the panchaputas, like, okay, in our body. How great it is! It is unimaginable, correct? We are we are getting feeded, and in the inside the body, like, it is getting digestion with the fire, air, and, like, okay, water, etc. So that is how Krishna is maintaining the individual level of maintenance, okay, to the soul. Then 15.15, one of the most important sloka, one of my favorite sloka also. Sarvasya chaham hridisanni vishto matta smritir jnanam apohanam cha vedai sacharvairahameva vedyo vedanta kritveha videva chaham. So what he says, I am seated in everyone's heart. Krishna is seated in everyone's heart as a Shirodagashai Vishnu, and from me comes the remembrance and forgetfulness. Why forgetfulness? Because if we keep thinking about what happened in the past, we will never be able to live the present and future. That is the reason Krishna make us forget our hardest moment, our saddest part of the life. We keep forgetting, correct? That is coming from Krishna. The remembrance, we keep remembering Krishna. We keep getting the chance to remember Krishna. That is coming from Krishna. Okay. By all the Vedas, I am to be known, and I am the compiler of the Veda, and I am the knower of the Veda. Vedas are talking about what? Everything has to be offered to Vishnu and Krishna, correct? That is what the Veda is. Whatever you offer to demigod also, it will go to Krishna only. They will intact offer to the Lord. So better to offer directly to Krishna rather than via demigods. That is the reason he says, I am the compiler of the Veda, I am the knower of the Veda, I am I am to be known. Indeed, I am the Vedas. Okay, that is what Krishna says. So in this 12th and 12 to 15, Krishna talking about cosmic level of maintenance, how he is maintaining the material world by keeping the sun, moon, fire, everything. Then how he is doing the individual level of maintenance. Okay, by doing the digestion in our body and by seating in our heart. Like I am I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me comes the remembrance, forgetfulness, and I am the Veda. I am to be known like okay, as a Veda. I am the compiler of the Veda. I am the knower of the Veda. Okay. So till 15 sloka we covered. Then 16 to 20, it is condensed summary of the Vedas. Okay. What he says in the 16th sloka, Dvamyamo Purusho Loke, Sarashakshara Evacha, Sarasarvani Bhutani, Kutosto, Akshara Uchyate. There are two classes of being. Okay. One is fallible and another is infallible. Fallible means like okay, he will be bound with this material world. Infallible means he will never get attached to the material world. He will be always connected to the spiritual world. Okay. In the material world, every living entity is fallible, and in the spiritual world, every living entity is called as infallible. Because here temporary dukale mashoshana, we are calling it as a fallible. Because in the spiritual world, everything is eternal, permanent. So they been called as infallible. Okay. In the 17th sloka, it is talking about Uttama Purusastvanyah, Paramatma iti Udahradana, Yolohatrayam Aditya, Avishya, Vivarti Avya Ishwaraha. It is Paramatma is above the two souls, okay, above the fallible and infallible, okay. It is saying, besides these two, there is a greatest living personality, the Supreme Soul, who is the Paramatma, correct? The imperishable Lord Himself, who has entered the three worlds and is maintaining them. Krishna is maintaining everything. Otherwise, everything was like in a which state they call very nicely like it was in a um, dissolved state, or like okay, the life is not there. Everything will be in a very silent and it will not have like any moving stage. Okay, it will be idle stage. So once Krishna enters into this material world and the spiritual world, every time he is there, once he enter into the material world, everything gets a life. Okay, that is what is saying. Parama is the above the two souls. Okay. Then 18th sloka, why is Krishna called Purushottama? Very, very, very important. Why we are calling Krishna as a Purushottama? This is the answer. Yashmat Sharam Atitoham Aksharat Apichottamaha Atosmi Loke Vedecha Pratita Purushottamaha. Okay. Because Krishna is transcendental, because he is beyond the fallible and infallible, and because Krishna is the greatest, and he is celebrated both in the material and spiritual world and in the Vedas as the supreme person. That is the reason Krishna is the Purushottama. Purushottama means Purusha Uttama. Purusha means supreme enjoyer. Uttama means like okay, Uttama means the topmost, the supreme. Uh, Purusha Uttama. Purusha means enjoyer, and supreme. Uttama means supreme. That is what Purushottama, which is supreme enjoyer. Okay. So why we are calling Krishna as a supreme enjoyer? Because he is transcendental, he is beyond the fallible and infallible, and he is the greatest, and he is celebrated in the world as a he is celebrated, and he is a in the Vedas also he's been defined as a supreme person. That is the reason Krishna been called as a Purushottama. Okay. Then
Prabhuji,
19th.
it's like this
Yes.
same shloka, no? Bhoktaram Yagyatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram.
Yeah, that is a supreme enjoyer, Mataji. That is correct. Like,
Yeah.
okay. But here it is talking about everything of it. Like, okay, the material, spiritual world, everything. Yeah, that is correct, Mataji. Yeah, many slokas can be quoted. Yeah. So the 19th sloka, it is knower becomes a lover. Like, okay, he's not only the, sorry, whoever knows this particular thing, they can love Krishna. Yomam evam ashammudo janati purushottamam sa sarvavid bhajati mam sarva bhavena bharata. Whoever knows me, Krishna, as a supreme personality of Godhead, we just need to know Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead without doubting. There should not be any doubt that they are the knower of everything. How great Krishna is. See, every day you say that okay, Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead without having any doubt. Then you know everything. That is what Krishna says. How great this is. Can we imagine? The Zoom may disconnect now. Please rejoin. Okay, Hare Krishna. Don't miss this opportunity. Please rejoin. And what Krishna says, whomsoever knowing, okay, Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead, without any doubt, is the knower of everything. He don't need to study Vedas. He don't need to study Upanishad. This is the reason, like a Gopis and Radharani is the topmost knower of everything, topmost lover, because they simply accept Krishna as great. Even if someone goes and say, okay, Krishna is not the God, still their love will be the same level. It will not diminish. That is a level of love they developed towards Krishna. That is the reason they are saying, yeah. So that is the reason Krishna been mentioned as what Krishna says. Okay, if you just say that okay, Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead without any doubt, then you are the knower of everything. How great this statement is. What is trouble? What is the issue for us, like to think about Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead? Because he controls everything, he creates everything, he maintains everything. So, starting from today, please, morning, afternoon, evening, how much time you can, please say that okay, Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. By doing that, we develop our desire to love Krishna. We develop our love towards Krishna. Okay, Hare Krishna. So he therefore engages himself in food only by then he can engage himself in the full devotional service to me, O son of Bharata. That is what Krishna says. Okay, one who says Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead, he knows everything without doubt, and only he can perform the devotional service. That is what the authority and confirmation Krishna is giving. So, if we want to do the devotional service, we need to understand Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Even tomorrow, Krishna comes and say, "Okay, I am not the supreme personality of Godhead." We should not accept that because Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Whomsoever says that, okay, we have to understand, and by doing that, like we know everything. By knowing everything, we can perform the devotional service. Okay. And the last sloka, 20th sloka, iti gugya tamam sastram idamuktam mayanah edat buddhva buddhimanshyat krita kritasya bharata. So benefits of studying Purushottama Yoga is being mentioned here. This is the most confidential part of the knowledge. Okay, it is not confidential. It is not more confidential. It is the most confidential knowledge, part of the Vedic scripture. O sinless one, and it is disclosed to now by me. Krishna saying it is disclosed by me to Arjuna and to via Arjuna to all of us. Whoever understands this will become wise, and his endeavors will know perfection. So we just need to know about this, and we will be able to perform the devotion service, and we will become wise, and we can understand everything. That is what Krishna says. Okay, so Purushottama Yoga ki jai, Purushottam month ki jai, and very quick summary. Okay, first to six slokas of this chapter talking about the spiritual world and material world, and what is a banyan tree, and how the tree grows, and how to cut the tree, and how we can go to the spiritual abode of Krishna, and what are the six qualities to enter into the spiritual abode, and what is qualities of the abode. Fifth sloka is talking about entry. One has to occur, like, okay, to go to the spiritual world. Six qualities. The sixth chapter, sixth sloka talking about the qualities of that Krishna's abode. Then 7 to 11 it is talking about, like, how the soul is transmigrating from one body to another body, and who are we, and why we are struggling, like, okay, then how we are suffering in this material world, and how the transmigration happens, and who can understand, who cannot understand. Foolish cannot understand, the wise can understand, correct, the soul's journey. Then Krishna as a maintainer, first Krishna is talking about the cosmic level maintenance, which is like he's the sun and moon and the fire. Then he's talking about the individual level maintenance, where he is how he is present inside our body, and he's doing the digestion, like with all the Panchabhuta. Then he's talking about Sarvasya Chagam, like Krishna is seated in everyone's heart. He is giving the remembrance and forgetfulness, and he is the knower of the Veda, he is the Veda, and he is the compiler of the Vedanta. Then condensed summary of the Vedas been mentioned. Fallible and infallible, two kinds of souls are there. Paramatma is like above those two souls. Why Krishna called us Purushottama? Because he is the controller, he is the eternal, he is like, okay, permanent, and he is beyond the fallible and infallible, and he is a Paramatma, he is a knower of everything, and he is the Veda. And one who knows this as Krishna, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is a knower of everything, and he can perform the devotion service. Then the last sloka, one who here this confidential knowledge is the knower of everything, and he can perform the devotional service, and this confidential knowledge been disclosed by Krishna to Arjuna, and via Arjuna to all of us, and we have to understand this. That is how the soul's journey been going through. Okay, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Any question, any feedback, any realization, please, I request each one of you to just recite this 20 sloka every day, so that we don't need to wait for another next Purushottam month will come after 3 years. But we don't know, like, whether we will be alive or not. So consider every day from now onwards as a Purushottama yoga, Purushottama month, and do the devotion service, so that we get the benefit of we will get the chance to go back to the spiritual world. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Any question, any feedback,
Hare
any doubt, any comments? Hope everyone able to understand this, correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. So get the gist of it, realize it, read it. That is what he is saying here, correct? Understand, realize, love, return. Okay, return to the spiritual world. This is Purushottama Yoga. First, we need to understand who we are, why we are struggling here, what is the spiritual world, what is the material world, how the soul transmigrates from one body to another body. Then, what is Krishna's energy, what is the material energy, spiritual energy, and we have to go back to we have to realize, and we have to love, and we have to return to the spiritual world. Okay, Hare Krishna. Any further queries, feedback, realization? Please feel free to express. If no further comments, then we are good to close the class. And
Prabhu, one quick update.
yes, Maji.
So, I'm blessed with a baby boy, Prabhu, by Lord
Oh,
Jagannath's
Hari,
mercy.
Hari, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Which date, Mataji?
Last Friday, Prabhu.
Okay, okay. Then it is Purushottam month. Okay, Hari, Hari Bol. Very, very auspicious. Yeah. Our prayers for the new soul. Okay. So new devotee, and very happy to hear this. And very happy to see you join the class. Like it is less than a week, but you took all effort to join the class. So our prayers to you as well as like a entire family and the new soul. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for the blessings.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Mati. Yeah. Any further queries? If not, we are good to close the class. Thanks all for joining. Have a wonderful rest of the Purushottam month as well, and wonderful weekend and week ahead. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. With all your permission, I am closing the class.